Hello and welcome back. So on today's video, what I'm going to do is review my Subaru Legacy. So if you're a bit like me and like a good second-hand car, this video is for you. So this is a 2012 Subaru Legacy. It's a fresh import from Japan into New Zealand. I am the first New Zealand owner from England. We bought this car purely because I wanted a wagon, so to travel around New Zealand. I did it quite a while ago when I was younger. I had a van and travelled around and everything else. But you look at vans today in New Zealand, they're quite expensive. So today, or this time round of New Zealand, I thought an estate car would be better. So before I left, I lined quite a few Subaru Legacies up. I was looking at all sorts of stuff before we started. There was a Porsche 924 which I thought would make a very good YouTube video, but the two of those that I'd eyed up had since been sold, and I don't think it had been that practical anyway. And an old Land Rover Discovery, they was like within budget, but then again it was a bit of a risk. So to be honest, I kind of played it safe and went with this Subaru Legacy. And there's quite a lot of them around. I think when we landed into Auckland, it was a case of a car picking us. So when we landed in Auckland, we needed a car. We decided that we would go for a Legacy if we could find one. The problem that we had was trying to get out to the cars to view them. So we didn't have any transport when we arrived in New Zealand. So trying to get to and from where the cars were advertised, it was quite difficult. So we set on our mission then to try and find a car on like a long road full of cars. What would you call that? I've no idea. What would you call that? Where all the cars are for sale in Auckland. Great North Road, I think it was on. So we started at one end and worked his way to the other. And this car here was waiting for us. It was probably one of the last cars that we saw. We made a deal on it. And he threw in the roof bars for us as well. So it was up for 14,995, and we had a rough idea how much we was going to pay for it. We walked away initially, and I says, "Oh, we'll come back, we'll think about it." Had a good think, and it worked out roughly the exchange rate on 13.5 grand. No, what was it? So it was up for 14,995, and then when we went back, he said that he would take 13,995, which worked out about just over 6 grand, which the exchange rate for us was good. So that kind of worked out quite well. So he knocked us a bit of money off, and then for the sale he threw these roof bars in for us as well. So the idea behind the roof bars was a roof tent. So that's our next mission. So now that we've made his way across the North Island to get here for Christmas, I think now for us the adventure begins, because we've kind of been a bit stuck for time and a bit rushed, and now we're kind of on the open roads, if you like. So to kind of make his money stretch a little bit further. But the idea behind the roof tent would be if we got caught short, or we was out somewhere and we thought we haven't booked anywhere to stay, it's somewhere that we could just hop inside and stay the night. So we'll just have to get ourselves some sleeping bags and probably some facilities just to boil a bit of water. So right, let's get on with it. Let's have a look at this Subaru Legacy then. So we'll have a quick walk around. Just tried doing like lots of edgy shots and stuff. I wasn't even bloody filming. So we'll just have a quick walk around the outside before we take it for a spin. Like you can just see the paintwork there, just a little bit dull, but I think that'll polish up. So the chunkier tyres, they're 16-inch wheels, and like I say, just gives you that bit more of a comfort. Headlight washers, xenon lights, that's a halogen high beam, fog lights, pretty old school stuff. But I think for the money, I think it's a great car. Yeah, fantastic. You can tell with the Japanese stuff, the interior trim's just not quite there, but reliability wise, I think definitely there. It's a shame because this car, when I first got it, is like brand new underneath. The keyless entry. That's pretty much it on the outside. I don't think it's a bad looking car, to be honest. Right, I'll just see if I can show you the underneath of this car. Oh. Yeah, it has took a bit of a battering. We have been down some unpaved roads and a bit of gravel, so yes, it was. I'll see if I've got a picture of it. I'll put a picture on now of what the underneath looked like when it first came into the country 2 weeks ago. Oh, it might have been a bit longer than that, but that's when I got the car. Yes. So, right, let's take it for a spin. First of all, before I take it for a spin, you want to know if it sounds like the old Subarus. You know the distinctive sound of a 4-cylinder boxer engine? Let's see if it sounds like that. Bloody couldn't find my phone. Right, let's listen to it. See what it sounds like. It wants warming up, so we'll do that test afterwards. When I set out, when I was looking at Legacies, it's the older version of this that I was looking at, but this one popped up and it is actually everything that I wanted. The only thing that I was looking for was a GT, or a GT Sport I think it's called, and it's got a little bit more on it, but this, as far as spec and stuff is concerned, is quite a good car. So the key features for me, which I quite liked, are these wind deflectors are very good. It's got the load cover is what we wanted, so we had the privacy glass, the load cover, that was the main thing, just so we can hide all our belongings, and like I say, the privacy glass kind of takes the edge off of it to stop anyone just glancing in. The load cover is great. The only thing that's missing in the boot, I think, is there's no 12-volt socket. So while we get on the road, it'd be nice just to have had like a little cool box in here or a little fridge and just plug it in, and there is no 12-volt socket in the back of here. Another good thing that could have been is the nets, so like the nets that are on the back of the seats, that would have been ideal, just so we can put, I don't know, stuff like that in. Under here, which has got this little thing there like that, I started polishing it, so I just bought a few bits and bobs just to give it a polish, bit of glass cleaner, and I haven't had chance really to do any polishing on it. So when we first got it, the paintwork was quite, someone had kind of polished it but kind of roughed it up a little bit. I don't know what they were doing, but I've just been doing it by hand. So you can see it there, look, and then look here, you can't really see much difference in it, but that it's polished up, and it's polished up quite nice actually. Yeah. Oh, it just needs a bit of a hand buff, and it's come out real well. Yes. So it has been raining here today, but this was the only chance I was going to get to walk around it while there's no stuff in it. We've covered the tinted windows, the boot space, so that's why it had to be an estate car or a wagon if you're from New Zealand. So that just comes across there like that. And then the seats as well, the seats you can drop down from here, so that's another good thing. The seats just lay flat, which I think's pretty good, and you can just load stuff straight in there with no hesitation. And then that moves to accommodate, because you can kind of tilt the back seats as well, and then to get the back seats up you can lift. Oh yeah, that was the other thing as well with the back. If we didn't get the roof tent, if we didn't put the roof tent on here, we could possibly put a cheaper roof box on here. So like one of the domes roof box, put all our gear in the roof box, and we could sleep in the back of here. Should we try that? See if I can get in the back. Yeah, let's do that. So, just unclip that. Oh yeah, unclip this. Just pulls forward. Tilt that. Put that there, and we're in. Child's gonna wonder what we're doing. Tell you what, just to sleep here. That'd be alright. So you've got some hooks there, look, tie down points there and there. You've also got top tether to tie down something there and there. You've got these little hooks here as well, which I don't know what you'd put on those. Let's go on that side and that side. But yeah, I think a 12 volt socket in here. They've missed a right treat there. You've got the interior light there, there and there, which is great. And you've got the vents in the back too. Also missing the 12 volt socket. I think we're just of an era where it was just kind of not essential, but in today's world I think it is. But to say the tech that this car's got on it, to not have those 12 volt sockets, I think a bit of a shame, especially for a family use station wagon anyway. Also with the back seats, I'll chuck that in there. The back seats can be sorted from here somewhere. Where have I seen it? Is this it? Oh yeah, that's it. So this control here, I can move. Look at the recline on that, and also I can just pull that lever and it's good to go. So while I'm cruising in the back seat, I can chill out. Look at that. This, I tell you what, this car would be good for. This would be a great skiing mobile. If you loaded all your lads up in England and get yourself into the Alps, I think this car would be a good car for you. Fantastic. 3 of yous loaded up, get all your snowboard gear in here, all your skis, set sail, that'd be mint. Look at this reclining seat here, all the way to the French Alps. Oh, I can only dream, because I won't be going there this year. But I was swimming in a swimming pool yesterday on Christmas Day. Can't be bad, can it? So, win some, you lose some, I guess. Anyway, let's get on with the driver's controls. Right then, the cockpit. So you're greeted with that, the symmetrical all-wheel drive. So the all-wheel drive is 50% to the front, 50% to the back. And the good thing about this car, compared to the GT Sport that I wanted, has the smaller wheels. So there are a lot of unpaved roads in New Zealand, so there's a lot of gravel tracks to get to where you want to go. So if there's walks or the scenic routes or whatever, a lot of it can be unpaved. So with the smaller wheels, you've got the chunkier tyres, and it just kind of takes that little bit of vibration off it. The only other thing we could have got was the Outback, which sits slightly higher. But at the time, we was kind of struggling to find something. We had a decent budget, I think, for a car. But there wasn't one here. This one, as we walked past it, this one was shining at us, and I think, to be fair, it's been a very good purchase. So right in here, tailgate open. So all this was in Japanese when we first got the car, so I had to watch a YouTube video. I might put a shout out to him on there because he helped me out quite a bit of how to change all this into Japanese. So the radio itself, excuse me, so the radio itself is still in Japanese. So I've managed to link my phone to it using Google Translate. Right, let me just go shut the tailgate and we'll start it up. Right, so this is what you are presented with. You've got the armrest here, which you've got a little tray, or you've got a little tub. Also, same again, there's space there for a 12 volt socket. It's missing one, so I think just to charge your phone up. I know that it's got this one here, this 12 volt socket, but it'd be nice, because the problem is when you put your phone in here, that gear shifter is just in the way. So I think if you just had something in there, that'd be awesome. 2 cup holders here. You've got enough storage space there in the door pockets, and the glove box is full. That's for a B Cascade. I don't know what one of those is. Glove box is a decent size, and it's full of all our travel documents. there's no lock on the glove box, and there's no light in the glove box, but it does have puddle lights underneath the doors. You can see that reflecting, so they come in handy. I think they're quite good. Folding mirrors, which won't work just yet. Electric mirrors there, dimming, that's pretty standard. It's got start stop, which is a pain in the ass, but that's just, you just got to press it once, then it's off. It's got traction control and then like the hill hold, but with it being an auto, it's kind of doing it itself anyway. This I think is a mini disc player, I think, something to do with the stereo anyway. A little glove compartment in here, well, that's for sunglasses that we use it for, and then the dual climate control. It's pretty standard stuff, and that, to be honest, is quite good. You can warm the car up, you can turn the car on and that gets warm in an instant. And I don't know if that's a Japanese thing. I know my brother's Mitsubishi, that's got an electric heater in it, so as soon as you start it up, you've got instant hot heat. It's easy for you to say. Right, let's start it up. So on here, it's a push start button, so the key is in my pocket. It's not lit up for some reason. Oh, there it is, it goes green. As soon as it goes green, with enough pressure on the brake, this should start. And there you go. And the good thing that I like about it, see this here, this lane assist, so this is the Subaru Legacy EyeSight. So I should have stated that when I first started the video. So this is a Legacy EyeSight version. So I don't know if this is like new tech that they was trying in 2012, but it's this, all this here. I'll try and show you it from the outside, but this and this is all to do with lane assist and cruise control. So this car will follow. I know this is old tech, or it's quite like adaptive cruise is quite modern now on a lot of new cars, but on an old car, 12 years old, I think it's still quite impressive. And the cruise control, the adaptive cruise control, due to this EyeSight system, it's fantastic. But yeah, that you turn off is lane control. So as soon as you kind of go off onto the right hand side or onto the left hand side, it does beep at you. But as soon as you just hold that for 5 seconds and turn it off, it'll stay off. Or let's say if you keep that off there, when you get back into the car, that will stay off. So that, I think that is a good feature. However, the stop start doesn't, so that must be an eco thing. So that's probably got to be there by law, but it's only one button just to press it, and sometimes it doesn't always do it. So yeah, so that's got to be an electric heater, because that there is warm air coming through there already. I don't know, let me know in the comments below if you think it's got an electric heater on it, because that is as warm as anything, and I've only just started it. Japanese, this is an aftermarket head unit. It is all in Japanese, but I've managed to link my phone to it. But yeah, you can get radio channels, but we just put as music on, and it's as good as anything. Quite like that. It is a bit of a. I've never got. I mean, I don't go through the bloody entertainment systems, even if they're in English. So the fact it's in even Japanese is. Oh, there you go. Probably does a lot of stuff. It's just an old-ish 2010s version of a head unit. It's quite good. I think if I was 17 and I had that, I'd be pretty impressed, but I've not really done anything with it. I mean, it's got TV and telephone and all sorts of stuff. Right, so fuel wise then, this is its 4th tank, and I've done 1800 kilometers. So 4th, it's just filled up, and it's done, so 3 tanks, it's done 1800 kilometers. So what's that, 600 kilometers to a tank, which is not bad. I think it costs about 50 odd quid to fill up. It's saying it's averaging there, look, so I don't know if that'll come through. It's 19 degrees outside. 12.5 average kilometers per litre. So I'd have to convert litres into gallons and then convert kilometers into but I don't think it's doing too bad. I think when it gets a roof tent on, I think it might notice it a little bit, but I don't drive it hard, don't drive it fast, just cruising it really. It's the main objective of it, and I think if we look after it that way, I think it will do us proud. But there's not a lot to look at on here. That just goes through. I have no idea what that is. If you're watching this and own a Subaru Legacy, if you could tell me what this is telling me, this menu, I'll be eternally grateful. I have no idea what that's telling me. That there is a side drive, so that's pretty much the map on it. So that's just that'll just change up into gears, so that'll cruise at that, or engine not warmed up. Yes, so that's quite a good thing. So it won't let you change the map of it. So that function there changes the map, so that'll hold it into gear, and you've got like 3 different maps on it. So yeah, it's not letting me change it because it's not warmed up. But that, if you want to overtake something, press the hydraulic, it holds it into gears and you're off. I think that's quite good. The cruise control, like I said before, the adaptive cruise is great. Just press that button and set it, and then that's your distance between the car in front, and then that just to cancel it altogether. Brilliant. To say the age of it, I think I've been in modern cars with the cruise control, and sometimes it brakes too hard or it gets too close to in front. This is so smooth. So to say how old it is very smooth. Right, we'll have a quick look under the engine bay and we'll go for a spin. Something I always forget to do as well when I get out to refuel is just pull that. I don't know why I've just pulled it then, like. Close. So what you'll notice about this car, it is very, very clean underneath here. So I think whoever had it before, it was garaged and they didn't do a lot of mileage in it. So I think when 100k is about 60,000 miles and it's 12-year-old, so they've not done a huge amount of mileage. So when I got it, it's been serviced, but there's not a lot to see on it. Well, there is or there isn't, I don't know. None of this means anything to me. It's the alternator, a filter, I don't know if that's the oil filter, is it? No idea why I'm looking under here, but I'm just showing you guys really. Right, let's turn it round. Let's get out of here and I'll do it when I get back. Right, let's get on the road. Right, let's take it for a bit of a spin around the corner. See what it thinks. So I hope you can hear me and I hope you can see me, because if you can't, there's nothing I can do about it. That's saying there, I can do, it's a full tank and I can do 710 kilometers. That don't happen. Is she warmed up yet? Oh yes. So there's the iDrive. So I'll film it on my phone. So that's the S drive system. So now it's warmed up, it'll let me do this. So look there, look, these are the different modes. So S drive. What is it? So I, that's I, that's S, that's S plus or S hashtag. So yeah, that keeps it in the fast mode. And the stop start there, look, you just hold the ignition off. Right, let's go. Boxing Day today, so the roads should be very quiet. These roads are extremely quiet as it is anyway. Not going to go mad, but we'll have a bit of a drive. If you've got one of these cars, wherever you are, let me know. Are you in Japan? Are you in New Zealand? Are you in Australia? Are you in England? What do you like about it? What don't you like about it? I'll be interested to know, so write that in the comments as well. Let's get talking. Let's do it. Yeah, so it's roads like this. I think the Outback would have been a little bit more beneficial, but I don't know. It was pros and cons, I suppose. If you drive steady enough, I think this car will do it all day long. I mean, they're not really designed for these kind of roads, but I don't know. You can only do what you can do. Oh, that's the other thing. This Japanese car here, most people might know this, but from in the UK, our lights are either down here or on this stalk here. But the lights on this car are here on that stalk, and your wipers are on that stalk. So depending on what you're used to, there's a good chance if you drive a Japanese car for the very first time that you go to indicate and you're putting your wipers on. That sometimes can make you look a little bit daft, thinking this guy's had too much to drink. But he hasn't had too much to drink. He's just never drove a Japanese car before. Right, she's warmed up. Let's go. Nothing to report really. It's just a pretty much. I hope this is coming through all right. Yeah, it's pretty much a point and squirt. It's hard. It handles well, it corners well. The ride's smooth. It's holding me in that gear now, and it just sounds like your standard automatic with the which is not really a lot you can do. It does have the manual where you can kind of push it across to one side and use the paddle shifts, but even then it's still telling you what you should be doing. 6-speed. It's a 6-speed automatic gear. Is it 6? 7? 6. 6-speed automatic gearbox. But it does, when you get going, it does pick its heels up. But we're not in it. We're not in it for speed. We're in it for comfort. We're in it for enjoyment, and we're cruising. So speed is irrelevant. But it is an added bonus when you need to pop it out and overtake those trucks. But other than that, dislikes about it then, so the doors don't hold themselves open, so the check straps on them, if you park at a little bit of a hill and you open the door, they won't stay open. So that could do with improving. The indicators are on the wrong side. Is the keyless entry is a bit, I don't know whether I've locked it or not. This window sometimes doesn't go up. It's not as fast as maybe it could be. It is a little bit, you can tell the torque's down, you can tell it's a petrol, just because it lacks a little bit on the hills. On the flats it picks its heels up and it goes, but I just think on the hills a little bit it just lacks a little bit of torque. But I don't know, I think personally it's a very good car. Like I've just said before, it's cheap, it's reliable, it's a good car for the money, and there's still quite a lot of tech on it just to enjoy it as well. And you're not going to lose hell of a amount of money if you come to sell it in 2-3 years time. So I think it's cheap motoring. So that's pretty much my opinion on it. I don't think the quality's there as far as German cars, but it's a compromise. Life is a compromise, isn't it? I think everything's nicely positioned. You can get to everything. I've got no volume controls on my steering wheel, but I don't think they'd have worked with the aftermarket stereo anyway. But other than that, not a lot really to report. I think it's pretty simple, very Japanese, very easy, Japanesey. So thumbs up, I like it. It's a good car. Got a straight bit of road. I think my junction's just a bit further up, but we'll time it. We'll do a 0 to 100 kilometres. I don't really know anyone round here. I don't want to get in trouble. Right, 0, 100. S drive, right. You time it and I'll tell you when I'm at 100. This is the view. Right, let's go. She's screaming. Now, I don't know what that was. Bless it. She was screaming her head off then. She was probably held in first, with sounds of it. Poor little car. Right, enough of that. Screaming her head off she was. This thing's going to get me around New Zealand, and I'm doing all this for you, so make sure you're liking and subscribing. Come on. Right, we're taking her back home now. I'm having a cup of tea, and you'll see me on the next video. Right, so thank you very much for watching. The thing is now, so we're going to have to try and find a roof tent for it, so we'll fit that. And yes, we're heading south from here, from Blenheim. So keep watching, keep liking, keep subscribing, and I'll see you very soon. Bye.